Look, an ambulance, how fitting. It's the end of this channel as you know it. What I mean by that is we're about to get into some stuff that is not finished carpentry because we're working on my house here. We're about to restart this whole thing. Finally found some time for it, and I've got a ton of stuff to get us in position for the carpentry. All the honey-do list, all the stuff that I gotta do to get us to that point. And real quick, I wanna let you guys know this video is sponsored by Passion for Craft. That's our new project. I wanna say thanks to everyone who has signed up so far. It's been so awesome interacting with you guys over there on a more personal level, and the community is already building up. It's awesome. Brent just released his first page from his curated library, his massive historical library, The Lost Art of Building.
I think it makes you better. And if you study these books, you become a better builder, a better craftsman.
I'll be booking my first FaceTime calls with you guys this week who are at that master level. And I want to say thanks to everyone who has also given us feedback on the podcast.
I was just thinking MDF dentures.
I knew when I said that, he was smiling to himself.
The podcast is early accessible on that page over there. It'll release on YouTube for free later, about a month behind. So head on over there, check it out. Tons of benefits for you guys over there. And now back to the video.
I just want to know what buildmanship is.
Made up word.
So let's just get into some of these tasks. On windy days, a lot of that upper canopy has like dead limbs and they just fall down. And there was a big pile here that fell from that tree up there. So that thing busted off in a storm. So we got to chop this stuff up, get it out of here. And we already have this from the other day when we were cutting this stuff down. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I ran out of bar oil, so I went ahead and just put some motor oil in there. That's all I had. This is a little tip. If you're out of bar oil, you can always use some 10W30 or whatever you got. Maybe we like tilt it up now, your way. So our next task on the list is to install a sink and a little powder bath over here. And I'm going to show you guys what I've accomplished here in the last year, which is pretty embarrassing because basically it's been nothing but getting this place set up. So I have some excuse to justify my actions and my lack of progress here. So here's the first thing you see when you walk in, this cheap piece of junk vinyl window that I'm going to replace with a custom built casement window. And we got our new dog, who's for sale by the way if you want him. He's a nuisance. So yeah, I'm gonna cut all this out, reframe this. I've already got a casement jamb built, so that will go in here, and I just got to build the sashes, which I'm hopefully gonna do today or tomorrow. But this laundry room, I don't know, this is going way back. You might not remember, especially if you're new. We redid this whole thing. I put this tile down. I built this console type thing for the wash here. We put that wallpaper in the back. We did the shiplap up here on the ceiling, and then these ash box beams. So the beams are ash, and then the laundry stuff is also ash. And I may build like a little folding table here with the drying rack that will also be ash. But this room is basically done in a sense. Trim the doors, base. All this white right here is me going around with a light and like holding up and seeing the imperfections, because I personally skimmed this room and I'm not the best at it. So I had to go back and patch up. That's what all that white stuff is, my filling in. But yeah, this is gonna be my first window build right here. The jamb is done. 1 second. So check it out. There's the jamb. These are all the materials for these sashes. This is going to be an outswing casement. So the way you see it here is what you would see from the outside. So I've even got this, like, I'll show you guys this, I'll hold it up. But if you look in here, look, I even got this stepped seal. So this is 11-degree pitch right here. So when water hits, it runs off that way. And then I coped, I guess you would call this a cope. I coped this jam leg into the seal. Pretty cool, my first time doing this. And then this part right here with this 1/2 inch kind of overlay, that's where the door will stop, and it'll also have a stop on the Windsor seal as well. So this will go kind of right there, so you can see the window will be a little bit wider, and it's going to be two sashes, so like a French casement, 2 doors swinging. I really like what we've done in here so far. It's pretty cool. We picked up this light from Architectural Salvage. Pretty cool. It's solid brass, and we'll have like brass accents probably throughout our whole house because that's what we like. Now the white oak door goes in this jam right here. So if you guys caught the video on the white oak door where I did the intersecting half flap miter, that is going right here. It's going to be a right hand swing this way, and I think it's going to look really good. Here's the room, the area that was taken apart, and this was not intentional. We did not want to do this right now. My plan was to do this one room at a time, and it's not working out like that because of what happened here. So I've got a tree out here. You can see it's that one right there. It's growing into the sewer line. So whenever I snaked that line out, I pulled all those roots out, I measured it, and it was right there near that tree. So this toilet right here in this little powder bath just started pumping water out. So it came up through this powder bath, it came through the bottom plate, and then it came to about, it was puddling up probably like in this area. So all of this was just trashed, like that carpet, the pad underneath it, all this floor. You can see where this was glued down. You can see these lines right here. There was wood floor here, carpet here. I'll throw in some clips of like when we first walked through our house and you could see all this. But all of that obviously had to come out. So that forced me to leave my efforts over there, what little bit of efforts I had there, and focus them over here. My wife is like one of those wallpaper ladies, so she wanted us to do it in here, and it was very challenging. So since I don't have a fixture in here, I'll use this work light to kind of show you guys what's going on. But obviously we replaced the floor because it was all molded. We put in this tile here. I put this down myself actually. It was kind of an experiment. This hexagon marble, never done anything like that. And then this marble base too was actually first time ever. Didn't ever think I would do marble base, but we got that in here. And the idea with that marble base was like, since I haven't really cured the problem there, this is kind of a funny idea, but I have to go in and like really find where those roots are hitting that pipe and then replace that section of PVC. But since I haven't done that yet, this is the lowest point, and it potentially has the capabilities to leak again if those roots regrow, which they will because they find moisture and that makes them grow. So the marble base will maybe, we're hoping, at least contain it right here if it happens again. I know it's kind of a dumb idea, like a dumb way of thinking. We really need to fix the main problem, but that's what we did. And it looks kind of good with the marble base. It was a little tricky, but it works. Tons of seams. So we did that. We skimmed these walls and we put this wallpaper, and we went with this like super busy pattern here, this floral. I say we, but she went with this pattern. And the reason for that, because we have this sloped vaulted ceiling here, it's less noticeable that the pattern doesn't align. So when you get into these corners, there's no way you're gonna have that pattern align. We probably could have done like a grass cloth or something like that, but she likes flowers. So that's what we went with here. So we pretty much got this thing back to normal. Oh, and we also replaced this toilet as new as well. And with 7 people in a house, every restroom you can get is a plus. So here's our sink, guys. This is a little guy. And the reason it is because check this out. 1, 2, 3. This room's just over 3 foot wide. So our sink here had to like kind of take that into account. A lot of the sinks that I was looking at getting like came out halfway into the room. So this one right here has an overall depth of 13 3/4, which is perfect. So it goes right here. We actually moved this plumbing around before we did the wallpaper and figured out where this was gonna mount. So it should go right here and it should hide that plumbing there. Now I don't have a P-trap. I gotta run and go get one so I can actually make this usable, but I can get the sink installed at least. So this brass, it doesn't really look that good to be honest, but I'm gonna use this for now. But for 150 bucks for this little sink, you really can't beat it. And that came with everything. And there will be no little backsplash here. This paper actually is really durable. Believe it or not, it's actually really hard to tear even. So apparently it holds up, right? We'll see with kids and everything. But that's the plan for now. It should work. I gotta hold this right here. When you have something you need level. Dead zero right there. That's really annoying. We're gonna turn that off. But yeah, it looks good. They're saying it's a little low. I put it right at 32 inches for the kids. The dimensions that I looked up were like 29 to 36. So 32, that's pretty good right there. So yeah, we gotta put this piece on right here. This little decorative thing. I gotta stuff those wires, or not wires, but those lines up in there more so you don't see that kind of stainless steel color. But yeah, we'll get this piece mounted and I think we're good. Got it. Alright guys, so we got our sink installed. That went really smooth. Our blocking back there is proper. We mounted right into it, so that's holding this up nice and level. And then we've got our little towel rack also mounted, which I think adds a nice touch. It almost looks like a console sink, the ones that go to the floor. So I actually like those. I couldn't find one though that was this small of depth. So this is the deal, and I think it looks good. These pieces look like real brass. I like the little buttons that cover up the screw heads there. We actually ended up using toggle bolts there. It came with like the drywall anchors. We were gonna try that, but I was like, let's just use toggle bolts. I got a ton of them. So yeah, everything checks out. I'm not gonna put a PVC P-trap on here right now. I'm actually just gonna order one of the brass ones, because why do it twice when you can do it once? This thing will come in pretty quick. But just in case someone wants to wash their hands, I've got a bucket right here. It'll just go straight in. Oh, this thing's locked. Here we go. Hey, check that out. It works. But I'll probably tell people still not to use it until that comes in. But that's one step closer to having this room done. Ashley is looking for light fixtures right now. So we've got a light fixture we're gonna have right here. It's gonna come down. This room, you've probably noticed, is really busy with this design in a small place. I didn't think I was gonna like it. It's too much. Like, you're gonna be dizzy in here. But now that it's all done, I'm like, this actually looks really, really good. I'm feeling it. So light fixture up here, mirror right here, probably another decoration or something right here. And I'll put like a tiny crown up there just to kind of finish that off. And that's it for this room. I'll build a door. The point is we're moving forward. And our next task is we're gonna go outside and sand that white oak door. We gotta clean it up a little bit and make it look fresh. Our white oak door is now not only looking good, but feeling good as well. John just spent a couple of hours sanding this down, went through different grits, and actually had to sand all these muntin bars by hand without a machine, because the profiles on these are very delicate, and even with like a cushion like surf prep pad, it could like knock it down to where you lose some shadow line. We definitely don't want that. So next thing we got to do, we're pretty much ready to finish this as far as spraying our coat on it. We're going to be using this Renner wood coatings. I'll talk to you more about why in a future video, but before we do that, we need to mill out our glass stop. So from this view, this is the view of the door from the living room. So if you're looking into that laundry room, you would see this right here. But the back side is where we're gonna have our glass stop. So I'll flip this over. So if you look on these muntins, milled into the back side of them is a stop. So the glass will stop there. So there will be like a little bead of adhesive here. This will get pushed on that. And then this piece right here, I just milled using the same profile, but I ripped it down. And this will be our glass stop. So this will get pinned in just with some small pin nails on this side, and that'll hold it in. All right, so throwing that profile on there, that muntin profile, and then ripping it down on the back edge here, just right at that kind of that peak of that profile, gives us this glass stop. Now this thing is not ready yet because it's too wide this way. The glass is about 1/8 of an inch thick, so we need to take off like the blade thickness of our table saw blade. So next video, we're gonna have all this glass stop milled. I'm gonna go hunt for some glass at some architectural salvage yards. The challenge is gonna be finding a piece that's long enough to fit that midsection of the door. I doubt I'm gonna find it, but I'm at least gonna go look. And those places are always fun to go to. Anyways, if I can't find it, then I'm definitely gonna have to order it. And then at that point, I'll just, why not order it tempered? Because the salvage yards are not gonna have it tempered because I can't cut it. So if it comes down to ordering it, I'm gonna have to measure each panel and then tell the glass company to make me those panels tempered. Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with us on this video. In next video, we'll be hunting for glass, hardware, all that fun stuff, and trying to push forward on this project that is my house. We'll see you then.